Right. I'm home, Tats. No, come back. Come back. Say hello. Say hello. No, why are you going away? Come back. Come back. No. No, come back. I said come back. Ah. I got you eventually. Ah, I got you. It's too hot today. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the MJ Media update video, or as you can see by the title, not just the update video, the reboot video. This is like the third take I've done today. I'm knackered. The original video that I filmed that was all good to go got corrupted, so I couldn't use that. So the woes of tech issues still hold a curse over this channel. I'm here today to talk about the future of MJ Media. We've had a video like this before in the past, like a little update video, correcting the direction of the MJ Media projects and the channel content, adjusting and adapting, realizing how the project should be coming out. So this is no different. Before I start addressing that specifically with Me Time and the Realm of Despheros, just going to rewind back to the start of the year. A very excited Matt was happy to get into the new year of content creation with MJ Media after having a fantastic 2025 with everything that he uploaded with his friends, with Elliot or with Me Time, with Team Despheros, not just the Lost Omens. He made a New Year extravaganza video about the Lost Omens, explaining all of the new D&D content he was going to do in 2026. Then he excitedly planned Phase 2 with Elliot, made the full start to finish of 2026. Things were really looking up. So what happened? I mean, well, nothing happened, really, kind of, in a way. Nothing bad. But one little factor that became apparent to me when I came in to the new year that I needed more of for these projects was time. Because I'd finally found a way to make audio the way I wanted it to. As you know, in the last update and throughout 2025, that was quite a consistent issue. The new bar of where I want MJ Media to go next, better video, better lighting. But right now, Audio Jungle is where I want it to be. So that meant I needed to spend more time editing the audio of the videos. And I was figuring out how to do that. I felt good. I felt good with the workflow that I had created for myself. I wanted the first half of the year to be quite Me Time heavy, setting the standard of Phase 2, introducing community spirit, the reformatted episodes with themes, not agendas. Yeah, things were looking good, and I started filming the episodes for Adventures of the Lost Omens Series 2 around March time. It was quite positive for me to be on track for what I had envisioned with D&D 2. Stuff has started to move around in my life, as it normally does do with life. We move forward, people change, things change, and you find yourself moving in different directions, be that for a reason you need to discover later down the line, or be it because of circumstances out of your control. My life is no different to that. So a few things happened which meant that my personal life outside of MJ Media changed, which is very, very exciting. Number one, the marathon training culminated in April, and we raised over £2,200 for the Samaritans, which is really, really cool. Thank you for anyone that donated to that fundraiser. I'm quite proud of myself for making that distance. And I'd literally do it again in a heartbeat. I loved every single moment, and to get that for that charity has been a fantastic thing that I will never, ever, ever forget. So the big change after that was the fact that I had more free time after doing the marathon training. It just suddenly opened up for me, which I needed, because I found this new quality with me time, and what eventually I would explore with editing the Lost Omens footage that I didn't want to lose. I wanted this to be the new revamped quality of MJ Media. One other thing happened, which leads me to number two. I had a career change, which it's big, and I'm very, very happy. The only thing is, despite it being a great direction for me personally, it has meant that I have not had as much free time as I used to with my previous career, even with the lack of marathon training. And number three, life does be life sometimes. Life being life, and I'll put it this way. In times like this, family comes first, and that will always be the case for me. Family and friends always come first. So that required a lot of my time. I'm not getting into that. But everything's okay. It just required time. That stuff that has been going on, and that has meant that MJ Media has needed to adapt, or is adapting and will move forward in a new way. It doesn't mean that MJ Media is stopping. This is not what I'm saying. I'm saying that it is, like with the title, rebooting in a way. And you've seen a few changes in that in the first half of the year. I wanted to make this video now. I feel it is appropriate to make it now, so you know what to expect for the other half of the year, so I don't keep you guys in the dark, and I don't make you think that MJ Media is stopping. MJ Media is not stopping, all right? So let's get into it a little bit more. Let's unpack it a bit more, and we'll start with Me Time. Me Time was supposed to start at the start of August. Like with Phase 1, we had a mid-season break, and we both really, really needed it. I felt I was, and did sometimes, burn out. I did that a lot in 2025. I did far, far too much. I look back on 2025 and think, how did I do all of that stuff? Like, I released Me Time weekly, and I also released D&D every other week. And on top of D&D releasing every other week, I was making short form content. I was creating my own artwork for the D&D episodes. It was tough. There was no way I was ever going to be able to do that again this year. It's not that I couldn't, it's that I shouldn't, if that makes sense. I don't regret a single thing that I did in 2025, not by a long shot. It's definitely a learning experience, and that is the foundation of MJ Media, but now it is time to move forward. So Me Time. We figured out how to use multiple microphones, which is great. Yes, this does come back to this factor, which is really fleeting at the moment. Time. It does require a lot more time for me to edit an episode of Me Time, even the ones with just Elliot and I, where there's 2 audio files. Don't even get me started on the community spirit ones where there's 3 audio files, all right? I said don't get me started. So what does this mean for the second half of phase 2 and for the future of Me Time after this update video? Well, I'll tell you. Firstly, the pre-production. I will be handing that into the capable hands of Elliot. We do definitely do that together. However, scheduling filming and thinking of the quota of each episode and how to split them into 3 different conversations, that has kind of been left up in the air a bit after we've done the initial plan. Maybe that's our fault for doing that, because we wanted it to be a much more chilled approach this year rather than less strenuous. But because Elliot's life is changing for the better as well, and I also have to respect that Elliot needs his me time as I need my me time, and we need to have breaks, we have to make some adjustments. So Elliot is going to be front and center for the pre-production, and I'm very excited for Elliot to have this creative control there. This doesn't mean that I'm stepping away from me time. Far from it. I'm still going to have the insight of what the conversations will be before going into the episodes. It just means that I'm going to be the one in charge, the director and the producer of the production and the post-production phase, whereas Elliot will be in charge of the pre-production phase. So we'll be in talks to make that happen. Another thing that you need to know is that it is likely that the episode average time is going to cut down even more to 40 minutes. At the moment, I'm very, very happy about the 50-minute average time, borderline an hour, but we need to be sensible here. I want to give you more me time, and so does Elliot. We don't want it to stop. So we're bringing the episode rundown time to 40 minutes. That does mean that it'll give me more chance to do stuff like Me Time Extras and Me Time Bites, which Me Time Bite has been shelved unintentionally because, let's face it, short form content is hard to just keep going out. I prefer the long form content anyway, personally. But yeah, I know Me Time Extras is great. It will be those snippets of the conversation that don't make it into the final cut, and I can release those as separate little 5-minute tidbits, you know? Will this mean that Me Time stops being weekly? It's very likely. I'm going to see how the 40 minutes go. If I can continue to do weekly episodes of Me Time because of that runtime, fantastic, I will. If I am struggling to keep up with the demand that the episode is requiring, and there's no feasible way for me to cut down the episode runtime, I will be making a post on MJ Media saying the episode will release next week instead. And that's only because you all deserve the best quality of me time rather than a rushed product. And I don't want to burn out. I don't want to burn out on what I love, and neither does Elliot. So me time will continue this way. Yes, we're halfway through August. Yes, me time was supposed to start at the start of August. But what we will do is there will be content in August. There will be content for the rest of the year. Just bear with us on that and expect updates as and when. Ideally, I want it to be weekly. Ideally, Elliot wants it to be weekly. But at a push, I can estimate that instead of 4 episodes a month, where there will be 4 weeks in a month, maybe 3 or 2 episodes in a month, like that. You will still be getting me time. It's just going to be more appropriate for myself to film and edit. Because that leads me on to the second element of the channel, which is Realm of Despheros. This also takes a lot of time, and I don't want to stop editing D&D, not in the slightest. It is, like me time, has a very dear place in my heart. The Realm of Despheros is literally my baby. It is. I have written this thing from the groundwork up. I love telling stories. I love being creative. You guys know that. There's no secret if you've stayed up to date with all of the content on the channel. not for a second do I ever want Realm of Despheros to stop. I want that to go on and on and on. I have a vision for that to go on for a very long time, and I want to make that happen. I want you guys to see what we have all been working on. I'm especially excited about Series 2. Episode 1 aired last month, and I'm so thankful and grateful for all of the views and support and really lovely feedback that it got. It's a standard that I was really working hard on to produce to you guys with the audio and the setup and the video, and it paid off, and I'm very happy about it. So that is what I want to keep for the Realm of Despheros. Not just the Adventures of the Lost Omens, but for the Realm of Despheros. That means the Nat one-shots. That means the new campaign that I am working on. For the audio-only adventure, I'm planning to upload that to Spotify still in autumn, and if people like the audio adventure, I'll continue to upload it. But because of the nature of my focus on the projects, I'll prioritise that over the audio. But if the audio adventure is in high demand, I'll upload the rest of it. So, what to expect about the upload time of the Realm of Despheros? Not just Adventures of the Lost Omens. I am going to say monthly for that. Fortnightly, every other week. I was in an ideal world where I had all of the free time in the world. I don't have that anymore. I've got to make it feasible for myself. I've got to make it healthy. I don't want to burn out on something that I love dearly. So it's going to be I'm going to aim it to be a monthly schedule. So that means episode 2 is coming out soon. I'm working on it. It is almost double the length of episode 1. There's so much more content. The story continues full force. We have recorded a lot of episode content for Series 2, so I have enough footage to see me to the end of the year and into 2027 for Adventures of the Lost Omens, which is very exciting. That being said, I have promised Christmas and I have promised Halloween, so we will have a see. We will have a see. So this is the reboot so far. This is how MJ Media will go forward. I want to give you my best work. I know that's not always going to be the case. The content will always evolve, always adapt, but this is the new standard, hence why the channel is rebooting and reinvigorating itself in this way. However, there is one more thing I wanted to talk about, because when I started MJ Media in 2025, I didn't just start with me time and the Realm of Despheros. There was a third element of the channel that has been on the shelf for a while, indefinite hiatus, as it were. And that third element is MATT. Now, I've been thinking about this for a while because I really enjoyed MATT. And I don't see any reason for it to continue being on indefinite hiatus. But that being said, that is also following the framework of Me Time and Realm of Despheros rebooting. MATT is going to have a significant reboot. And to explain that, I am going to do that in a much more appropriate environment. Just gonna check if Tetley's alright. Yeah, he's alright. Enjoying the sun, mate. Chilling out. Yeah. I don't blame you. Do not blame him. You know, as much as I love the aviators, I'm gonna have to take them off because the reflection of them reveals the camera. So yes, there is a third element of the channel that has been neglected and it has been shelved on indefinite hiatus for a while, and that's the MATT series. So where is it? What's been going on? I had full intentions to bring that back at the start of the year, and the reason I didn't was because, very simply put, no excuses aside, I had no ideas for it. And the ideas that I began to chew over the next couple of months from that moment onwards, I just thought had been done so much better by so many other content creators. I just didn't see the point in bringing out something that was just going to be rehashed with me saying it instead. And there just wasn't much passion behind the ideas. There wasn't much of a confident direction, you know. Obviously, I've still got a few ideas of what I could say about my creative workflow. I could release that if that's what you guys wanted for this bit. But something tells me that that is discussed more in me time now more than it used to be. The creative side of me. And that's basically one of the points of the podcast in the first place. So does that mean MATT is going to stop? Oh my god. Like with MJ Media, we're moving forward, and I'm very excited about the future of the channel, if that hasn't come across already. The new way that I've been moving forward is, like I am outside here, is embracing all aspects of life. I'm embracing the new, but I'm also embracing the quiet and the calmer aspects, and that makes me just want to explore so much more of what is to be offered in the world. I find myself wanting to just sit down and meditate in a way and just take in all of nature. And as you may be able to insinuate from the gaps of time in MJ Media, of stuff not being uploaded and the momentum slowing down, the moments where I need a break to prevent burnout, I cherish so much more now, and I use those moments to hang out with my friends more. I use those moments to take myself out more and respond to my needs and make myself feel happy to be me and experience the life that I'm excited to move forward with, rather than sit down and just do the grind the whole time and constantly work. Life is meant to be enjoyed. All the parts of it is meant to be enjoyed. And that's what I want to be able to do with Adventures of the Lost Omens and me time at MJ Media. That brings me to MATT. That part of the channel, MATT, is going to represent this new flair, this new sphere, this core of who I am and what I am doing outside of my projects, and how I keep me. Here's an example. Sometimes it's good to switch off, like really, really switch off. Even if you don't feel like you should. You should. Even if you've got 1,000,001 things to do. Just for half an hour. Or an hour, if you can. Just forget it. And just really take the moment to just feel where you are. Who you are. And just listen to your head. Because honestly, you know, you're you for the rest of the time. So give yourself that time. All these things on my mind, all of this clouded, knotted, just blur. Doing all of this by myself, it was so much support. Even then, you just need to learn how to manage it. The noise has to stop, even if it is just for a brief period of time. That moon is incredibly orange. Something tells me I needed to be here to do this. Hey, yeah, Matt filming this video. Back at wherever you're doing it with more lighting. I'm going to stop now so you can say the rest, okay? Because the lighting ain't good here. Thanks, Matt. We're back now, and now it's too bright in a way. So what is MATT going to be? It's going to be a mashup. It's going to be videos of that part of me, adventuring the unknown, experiencing peace, and absolutely loving all parts of life, to invigorate the inspiration for me to keep churning out the best for you for MJ Media. that will mean that MATT is going to have a bit of a reboot. It is no longer going to be called Matt's Artistically Talented Tips. It's going to now be called Matt's Adventures Tumultuously Told. So therefore, all of the entries that came before still come under that bracket of MATT, because technically I am going on adventures. I am telling them to you in a very tumultuous fashion, organised chaos, you know? So whenever I go on holidays, whenever I take myself out on a walk, whenever I'm doing something new, if I've discovered a new way to release D&D, or do me time, or present behind the scenes, it's just all of the other bits of the channel that you don't see, you're now going to see. It's not going to be me fully exposing every single part of my life. It's just going to be me telling you stories of my life that I'm living in now. Whereas me time is a retelling of what I've been through. MATT is going to be a telling of what I'm going through now, how I'm moving forward now. And it's going to be nice. It's just going to be fun. It's just going to be harmless, small little videos, and not designed to be anything, you know, arduous or high production. So they will come out on the channel whenever they are ready. There won't be an agenda, there won't be a schedule for MATT. Whenever they are ready, they will be out, and they're going to be much more driven with passion, this new rebooted MATT, rather than forcing myself to push out content that I'm not so sure about, tips and designed routine that I'm not so sure is the right thing to be telling, you know. I think it's better that MATT is so much more light-hearted, more free, more open-minded, representative of the joy that I see in the everyday now. And not only that, it is an adventure, so there will be milestones and obstacles along the way, and MATT is going to tell you that too. So think of it kind of like vlogs, in a way, ish, kinda. But MATT is back, it is off the shelf, and they will come out whenever I would like them to. But yeah. And we're back, yes. Yes, we're back! So yeah, MATT. Matt's Adventures Tumultuously Told, following the lifestyle that I am really enjoying at the moment, embracing my me time, embracing how free and calm I feel in the downtime moments, embracing a healthier lifestyle rather than just pushing myself to my limits always. We should always try to reach for that best version of ourselves, but life is meant to be lived. Life is meant to be enjoyed. So we should enjoy it. But yeah, I feel just so free. I am free. I am out. I am so free. This video is taking longer than I wanted it to. The files keep corrupting and they don't keep uploading to the computer. It's what he doesn't know won't hurt him. As a summary, MJ Media, it's continuing. Content may take a little longer to come out, but I'm trying to give it a framework that's possible, so you can still get content. I will be posting on the community page a lot more, so you guys aren't in the dark. All three elements of MJ Media, hence the MJ Media reboot, are back in different frameworks to keep that standard. Me time, 40-minute episodes. Realm of Despheros, once a month. MATT, as and when I create it. And that's that. And I think because we've rebooted, because I think there's a new quality to MJ Media, because I think we've adapted to this point, there's a new foundation. There's a new standard. There's one last thing I wanted to do, and it's match the rest of MJ Media to its rebooted format. So, proudly presenting MJ Media's new aesthetic. I have been waiting for a while to reveal that. So, there we go. Hopefully, that will match the new vibe that MJ Media is going for. As professionally made as I possibly can, whilst being this massive advocate for creativity, for me time, for expressing yourself in any way that makes you feel happy. MJ Media is always about creativity. It's always about having fun. It's about reaching that version of yourself that you've always wanted to reach, and it will always continue. And I really want MJ Media to continue as long as I possibly can, and I see it going on for a while if life lets me. If life lets me, let's be honest, life can be hard. Trials and tribulations can come your way, but you just gotta find your support network and keep moving forward. So that's that. Thank you for coming along to the update video. MJ Media is not stopping, not by a long shot, and we have a really exciting plan for the future, and I am just so happy to get stuck in a way that's not going to make me pull my hair out. No. It's gonna be a fun ride, a fun future, so stick around. Like, comment, subscribe if you like to stick around for the journey. I appreciate everyone that has so far, and always will appreciate even that one view. It means the absolute world to me, so thank you all so much. You mean the best. Honestly, you're all awesome. Thank you so much. All that's left to say is like, share, spread the love and care. Except I'm going to reframe that with the rebooted MJ Media and say this instead: for fun, for creativity, for living life with a smile. That's all there is to it. Laters, guys. Thank you, as always, for watching. Oh, it's a lot of work. I love doing this. I'm still